I'm Eddie Cannell.
And I'm Tom Cannell.
Welcome, everyone. This is the Mortgage Brothers Podcast Show.
And today we're talking about the reverse mortgage, also known as the HECM versus sell your home.
Okay, so that's interesting, right? I mean, why are we talking about reverse mortgages versus selling your home? And I think the main reason is that after talking with a lot of homeowners who were thinking about a reverse mortgage, they seem to be simultaneously thinking about selling their home.
Right. I mean, what a decision do you have in life where you ask, what's my alternative? Oh, my alternative is sell my home. I mean, that's how important the reverse mortgage is, because it's when you compare it to any other loan that you've done for your life, those loans are decisions. This is what we could call a lifestyle loan. You've reached a certain point in your life, a certain pinnacle to where there are things you need to handle. You need to be able to overcome or pay for. Because if you can't, what's the alternative? Sell your home.
Right.
I mean, how many times do you ask that? You don't go home and say, hey, I think we might need to sell our home today. No. So big questions.
And a quick disclaimer, this is for informational purposes only. This is not financial advice. Everybody who's looking at a reverse mortgage needs to really talk to a licensed loan officer. That's what we do here at the Mortgage Brothers team. So be sure to know that this is for informational purposes only. So that's going to lead us right into the big question of reverse mortgages and who are they for?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, I mean, because we have to identify who they're for and who they're not for, because they're definitely for some people and definitely not for others.
And what we talked about, the reverse mortgage, obviously you have to make a decision to say the reverse mortgage is what you want, but it's not like the other financial decisions that you've made. This is a decision about, or that's really coming from the lifestyle that you want to live or you need to live. And who are they for? I mean, what is our first big point? I love this one.
Yeah, it's something that you mentioned, a long time ago, is that these are for people. Reverse mortgages for someone, number one, that they have to love their home. They have to be attached to their home. They have to want to stay in their home.
They have to love this home. It can't just be, bricks and a asphalt shingle that you want to live under. No, this has to be a special place for you. Something with sentimental, or long-lasting, deep emotional connection. My grandfather built it. My son built it. My wife designed it.
It's where the kids were raised.
It's where the kids raised.
Yeah.
And look at the, the playground that still sits out there. So that's one of the biggest and first things that I would ever ask a homeowner if they ask me, is a reverse mortgage right for me?
Yeah. And so think about, you may be watching this right now. You may be looking or thinking about a reverse mortgage for yourself, or maybe you're thinking about it for your parents. A lot of family members are doing research about reverse mortgages. And, if it's your mom or dad, you will know right away they don't want to leave their home.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. So exactly.
They may be the right. That's number one. They have to love their home. They have to also be someone has a limited fixed income. They just don't have enough income that's dependable to handle really their a good quality of life. Their cost of living today is being squeezed by inflation. Everything's gas prices, food, everything's just kind of squeezing their pockets.
And depending upon how long, the expected life is going to be, you could have, car replacements. You could have, certain maintenance items of the house that you won't be able to afford in 2 or 3 years. So you start budgeting now based upon that limited fixed income on how do I lower my expenses? Getting rid of your mortgage. Yeah. That's a big deal. That can help you live peacefully for their 10, 20, years.
Yeah, that's right. And then, another requirement, and I say requirement, this is really what this isn't like an absolute, you have to a litmus test, but it is something kind of an unwritten litmus test. You also have to be, or it's also good for homeowners who are looking to take some cash out.
Yeah.
Still not make a mortgage payment.
Let's say that you haven't had a mortgage payment for 15 years, 20 years, no mortgage payment. Life is good. Well, you're not asking the question of, I need to get rid of my mortgage payment. Now you're saying, I need to tap into some equity. I need to either pay for some things, or I want to go on that trip, or I want to take my entire family and do that one thing we never got to do. So you would want to take cash out. That's the other reason on why you would do a reverse mortgage.
So we're going to go next right into who are they not for. It's really clear to us that homeowners who do not want to be in their home for the long term, right? Obviously, not really attached to it. Maybe they are attached to the home, but they just plan on selling.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's right.
In 3 to 5
They could be
years.
attached to it, but it just doesn't work for them. It's a 2-story, and you need a 1-story,
Right.
or it's a tri-level, and you need a single level. And then there's those that the home does work in terms of single story, but you just don't like it. It's just not special to you. You've only been there a year and a half.
Right. Just not attached to it at all. And then homeowners who have great monthly cash flow, they have investments, annuity, pensions, Social Security, everything, maybe a rental portfolio or something like that.
Yeah.
They have enough cash flow to handle their quality of life. There's no need.
Right.
There's absolutely no need. To consider, so that a reverse mortgage would not be for you.
Yeah. So, and that's the real important thing is we're not here saying that reverse mortgages are for everybody. They are clearly not. We'd be glad to counsel anyone through that and help ask some of those critical questions. But these are some of the individuals that it would not be a good fit for.
Okay, so if you are thinking, right, you're obviously watching this right now, and you're probably thinking, maybe I want to sell my home, because you're going to be thinking, what's the benefit of selling my home, or maybe a reverse mortgage? We have to dial in on the cost. We have to look at to sell your home. Let's just take an example of $400,000 valued home. To sell that home, you're going to be paying commissions, sales commissions. The average is 6%, and that's going to be $24,000. Then you have the seller will have closing costs, title fees, maybe $2,500. We're going to estimate there, and then you have moving costs. Now, some people would say, "Oh, well, I'll move myself." You're probably going to get some movers.
Yeah.
But anyway, you're going to probably budget for $5,000 for moving. The total is $31,500 to sell your home.
And we were going to stop there.
Yeah.
And then we started thinking, okay, well, where's this individual going to go after they sell?
Yeah. So you're going to sell. You have to go somewhere. You're going to go buy another house. What does that mean? You're going to have more costs to go and buy another house.
Yeah, just more closing costs, costs to furnish the home, a cost to get it ready. And if you don't buy a home, then you're renting it, and you're putting security deposits down and pet deposits down, and you're having to figure all this stuff out. The costs just add up.
That's right. Okay, so reverse mortgage closing costs, what do they look like? Now, right now, look at that big number. This is the total. That we're showing you an example, a real life example of someone with a $400,000 valued home, $400,000, just like the other example of the. But the loan amount is at $180,000. The total closing cost would be about $17,500. So it's very large, right? At first, you're thinking, "Wow, that's a lot." This is a reverse mortgage is a federally guaranteed mortgage. I mean, it's guaranteed that you will never have to make a mortgage payment, no matter what happens to the value of the home. If it starts at $400,000 and goes down, because right now we're living through uncertain times. We don't know what values will be in 6 months, a year.
And just to hit on this, when we talk about there being a starting loan at 180, that's critical. That's the starting loan amount. Now remember, there's not going to be any mortgage payments on it. So just because you see the word loan doesn't mean you're going to have a mortgage payment. Yeah. But the way that the reverse mortgage works is there's a loan that is established. Whether you have a current balance that needs to be paid off, and you're using the rest of the equity, in order to make that payment for you, or you're taking lump sum cash. And it might be $180,000 in cash, and there's particulars, so we'd have to get into that.
Yeah, and there's other podcasts, and you can call us, and we'll go over that with you. But really, I know that we can go really into the weeds about how this is going to be looking, and all these extra questions. But the starting loan amount, again, this is just showing a real average scenario, and is showing it as it is. These costs all right here, the reverse mortgage has heavy costs.
Okay, and then go back and compare it to.
So we have the $31,000 here, $17,000 here, and then we compare them side by side, and really, that's why we're wanting to show this. We don't want to hide anything here. It's really important. You don't want someone to be selling on a reverse mortgage and not really going into the details.
Right.
So you have to know that we have closing costs of $17,000 versus selling your home and having $31,000.
So again, selling your home is an alternative to the reverse mortgage, but the way that we had kind of structured this is as an alternative to selling your home. Think about a reverse mortgage.
Yes.
The reverse mortgage, if it hits those points, that you love the home, you're on a fixed income, you need to take some cash out. think about the reverse mortgage.
Absolutely. Side by side, the reverse mortgage makes a lot of sense. If you're the person who's eligible for it, right? If you're the person who's kind of checked those boxes that we showed you, if it is something for you, if you're the right person for it, it makes a lot of sense. Remember, everybody, there's so many little components of a reverse mortgage. There's a lot of information that a lot of questions you might have, a lot of information that we have that we can give to you. Be sure to contact the Mortgage Brothers. We are very, very equipped to handle the reverse mortgage and get it done efficiently for you and answer your questions.
Yeah, and this is not a decision that you make overnight by any means. So it is a financial tool that you could, take weeks, months, even years to prepare for. So we'll be glad to help you.
Take care, everybody.
All right. Thank you, folks.
Thank you for watching the Mortgage Brothers podcast. If you have any questions, email us at team@azmortgagebrothers.com. And if you like this content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the Mortgage Brothers team.